Get it over to Brigida.
Thank you, Delano. Now on Bounce, the holiday season, of course, a time for family and friends to gather together for celebrations. But oftentimes there are challenges with schedules, especially for children whose parents live apart. Chris Hall is an attorney with Emery Law Firm. He would like to help folks navigate this time of year with some helpful information to sort of make it easier for everyone. Nice to have you here tonight, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Chris, you see this type of thing often. How stressful is this on families?
Oh, it gets very, very stressful on families. Dealing with a custody case is already stressful, especially during the holidays. It's even more stressful.
Because I imagine the holidays are those premium days out of the year where, you know, both parents want to be with their child or children.
Right, right. It's very important, I think, the first thing is to try to compromise. There's no reason why two adults who have a child in common shouldn't be able to come together and compromise on some kind of schedule or arrangement.
And that's actually your biggest piece of advice, is be willing to compromise. Number two, you also say don't wait until the last minute to make any special visitation requests.
Right. You want to be considerate of the other parents' time. Try to give them some notice, especially during the holidays. You know, give them 5-10 days notice, a month out if you know. That way they can prepare what they want to do with the child, and then you can have time to do what you need to do with the child.
Of course, best case scenario is that these two adults are going to be adults about it.
Right.
But how do you deal with this if there's a difficult parent involved?
The first thing to do, the very first thing to do in any custody situation is make sure you document all correspondence with the other parent. Text messages, emails, phone calls, because that becomes very pertinent if you have to go to court and have a custody battle. So
don't agree to kind of almost anything verbally. You want to make sure that you have some, you know, some kind of paper trail, if you will, or digital trail, such as the case these days, to make sure that, you know, you have a little bit of backup.
Exactly, because what you need to understand is when you go before a judge, the judge doesn't know you, he doesn't know your child's other parent, so you have to have evidence to support your story to make your case favorable for the judge.
And what kind of recourse does a parent have if the other parent is constantly, let's say, violating or abusing their custody privileges?
What you need to do is file a motion for contempt. Also, again, document everything so you can support your motion for contempt. If it gets too bad, you can always call law enforcement to enforce that order.
And I have to imagine, you know, if two parents started out at some time with some level of love, at the very least, of the other person, how it gets to a point where it's being so contentious. You know, some people have to drop off in a public place. There has to be, you know, a social worker or a police officer present. Why do you think it gets to that point?
They always take it out on the child. Two parents, for some reason, they fall out and they use the child as a pawn. And I see it all the time. A lot of times the one parent might not even want to spend time with the child, but they know if they can get more time with the child than the other parent, they can get to them.
So it's not even about sometimes the child.
Exactly.
It's about sort of pushing the other parent's buttons.
Right. And that goes to my last point is, at the end of the day, we have to remember it's about the best interest of the child. No matter what their personal problems are with each other, they have to remember it's the child that they have to keep focus on. And
co-parenting is not easy. You know, I think even under the best of situations, it takes work.
Yes.
Would you say? Would you agree with that?
A lot of
work. But knowing that this could adversely affect your child should be enough motivation for folks to take the high road here.
You would think it would be. But unfortunately, court systems are full with a lot of custody disputes.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this kind of work?
Going on 8 years.
Okay, so you, I imagine, have seen
a lot.
Things that run the gamut.
Yes.
Over the past 8 years.
Yes.
If you have questions, you can contact Chris at the Emery Law Firm. The information here on your screen. That phone number 704-371-4333. You also see the email address. If you're scrambling for a pen, not to worry. We put all of this on WBTV.com. You know where to look. The Web Extras section. It's right there on the home page. Chris Hall, thank you so much for being here tonight and for giving folks some advice. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Delano, back to you.